What is a spacer bar in a beam? A piece of a steel bar provided in between the two layers of the main reinforcement is called spacer bar. They are inserted perpendicularly or in a tapered position in between the two layers of main reinforcement. Okay, just here, this is a spacer bar. This and this, both in top and bottom reinforcements. They are called spacer bars. Now the second question is, why the spacer bars are provided in the beam reinforcement? As the name suggests, spacer bars are provided to maintain a uniform gap between the two reinforcement layers. This is one layer, this is another layer. To maintain a uniform gap, spacer bars are provided in between the two layers. Usually, the maximum size of the coarse aggregates used in beam concreting is 20 mm. Spacer bar maintains a gap between the bar layers so that the concrete and aggregate flow easily in between those bar spacing. Okay, so that voids won't get created in between these layers. Okay, due to the spacer bar, the concrete gets filled in between the bar layers to provide adequate bond strength as required by the beam. So this is the reason we provide spacer bars in the beam reinforcement. Now the third question is, what should be the spacing and diameter of the spacer bars? Always the diameter of the spacer bar should be above the maximum size of the aggregates used in the concrete. Suppose if you use 20 mm aggregate, then you have to use the higher dia bars, that is it should be 25 mm or 32 mm. Okay, if you use 25 mm aggregate, then you should use 32 mm spacer bar. Okay, again the spacer bar should be placed at 1 meter center to center from each other. Okay, this distance should be 1 meter. Okay, now how to calculate the cutting length of the spacer bar? Now let us calculate the cutting length of the spacer bar for the below given drawing. Okay, beam width is 450 mm, beam depth 600 mm, clear cover is 25 mm. Okay, now the cutting length of the spacer bar is equal to beam width minus 2 numbers of clear cover plus 10 mm. Means what you have to do? We have to deduct clear cover on both the sides. Okay, because if this is a 450 mm, from 450 mm we have to deduct 25 mm on either side and we have to add 10 mm. Okay, extra. That is how we have to calculate the cutting length of the spacer bar. Okay, see, that is what the calculation is. The answer comes to 390 mm. Thank you for watching. Bye bye friends.